not succeeding because you keep chasing someone else's version of success instead of pursuing your own. Sounds cliche, but it's real. It's been a little while since I've been on YouTube, but glad to be back. It's been a much needed break, but it is what it is. Been in a little bit of a transition period. I'm still an ever-growing person. I don't have all the answers. I'm growing in knowledge every day. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a business owner. And each day is kind of bringing its own unique blend of events and opportunities for me to learn and grow. So that comes with some highs and some lows, But I wouldn't have it any other way. When it comes to entrepreneurship, it's a path you choose. Like, no one puts it on you. You take the path that you know is most difficult because you know that there's more opportunity, there's more growth on the other side. So you live with that. You live with that burden. You know what I mean? I don't blame my struggles and anything that I face on anybody, because at the end of the day, I'm the person who chose them. In life, you don't get to always choose your start, but what you're 100% in control of is how you finish. And that's the beauty of personal development, which is what I talk about a lot in my content, right? If you go back on my past videos and all the other things I talk about, it's consistently about growing as a person. And when you grow and when you blossom to the multifaceted stages of life, personal development, entrepreneurship, everything around you blossoms, everything around you grows. But people want to avoid the shitty part, the part that's like you having to stay up late, create content that falls flat, build offers that people don't want to buy, get in DMs and get rejected, schedule sales calls that people don't show up for. I mean, this is a part of it. But what happens is, right, you get online, you're comparing your journey to other people's journeys. And most people, a lot of people aren't, hold on, let me retract. I was about to say something, but a lot of people aren't as far ahead on their journey as you think. Your favorite creator, your favorite entrepreneur, they're not as far ahead as you think. But it's this illusion. It's the smoke and mirrors effect that the internet offers, where people get to curate what you see. So you will think in your mind, man, I'm like the shittiest business owner in the world in comparison to X, Y, and Z. And no, that's not the case. You just haven't been in the game long enough. And it's either you haven't been in the game long enough, or they're just masking their actual struggle. And I don't care what stage, what level you at. From the person making 5 figures, 6 figures, 7, 8, you keep going quintillion, it doesn't matter. From Elon Musk all the way down to the guy that just started a week ago, it's all types of problems with entrepreneurship in between. So that's something that you just got to be okay with. You got to understand this is a part of the journey, and this is what you're just going to face. The path that you chose, right? Nothing grows without dirt being shoveled on it. It's only when a seed dies in the ground does it grow. And I think that's part of the problem that people just keep wanting to avoid. And not just business, but life, period. We're in a very soft era, where you have the best of times right now that America has ever seen. Yeah, granted, prices going through the roof, economies clashing and shit like that, but come on. You can DoorDash a burger in 5 minutes. That's beautiful, especially when you're hungry, just being real. In the palm of your hand, which is what all of us carry around every waking moment of the day, is a cell phone. And you have the World Wide Web at your disposal. Come on, bro. You can't say life is that hard, because it's really not. But it's because shit is so easy, life has become so difficult. It's paradoxical. So because things are so easy, people are so weak that times have become so hard for you to grow, for you to become a person of character, for you to lead a community, for you to grow a business, for you to lead a family. All of these things have become difficult because we've chased comfort, and we got to a point in life where all we want to do is feel comfortable. At the slightest hint of difficulty, we shy, we fall back. So it's in understanding, what it is that you're in for, beginning and end of the day, that sets the tone for things. It took me a little minute to get all, this content studio made for my brand and all that other good stuff. At the end of the day, this is just one integral piece of a giant puzzle still being put together. You know what I mean? So I don't rejoice in one piece. I look at that one piece and look at the whole puzzle and say, I still have a big fucking puzzle to go. I still got a lot of pieces to put together. And that's the beauty of it, right? It's because it's the process, it's the building phase. It keeps you hungry, it keeps you wanting more. And as long as you stay hungry and you stay out of that place of complacency and you putting yourself in the driver's seat of your personal life and your business and your brand, all of these things work together for your good because you're recognizing that shit is always going to be difficult. As long as you know problems are inevitable, suffering is a part of the human condition. You can stomach this path, you can keep going. Know that. Wake up to that reality every single day. There's nothing you can do to avoid it. One path, one purpose, one mission. That's all you need. I chose the personal branding route, right, as far as my mission and what I believe that my inherent purpose is and the value that I bring to the world, right? Because let's be real here. If you don't believe that you're capable of doing something, you won't even start it in the first place, right? I'm not an athlete. I'm not LeBron. I don't dunk. I'm not Barry Sanders, Randy Moss. I'm talking to my, 90s babies who know these players. But today, right, Tyreek Hill, whoever, Patrick Mahomes, I'm none of these guys, right? Sports ain't my thing. But these guys knew, like they already know they had an inherent physical talent that would catapult them into a different category. So it's finding the thing, it's finding your strength, it's finding your innate mission, your purpose, and you package that. You know what I mean? You don't want to start something that you just like. You have to have an inherent belief that you're capable, and you have to not have the skill because skills come over time, but you have to be willing to acquire the skills and acquire the skills through an intense and prolonged stage of suffering. The real suffering takes place right here. You starting something, loving the novelty of it, because we as humans, we love novelty. We always love new shit, is you realizing that this is going to get old. If you can just go into something knowing that something is going to get old, you can numb yourself. You can kind of future proof your mind in a sense, and knowing that, man, like, all right, like anything else, it's not always going to be cool. It's not always going to be the new thing. Get the shiny object shit out your head because that's not a thing. Like that's for kids. You know what I mean? Oh, mommy, I want the ice cream. I want the new toy. Oh, look, you're looking through the glass mirror, you see something, you like it, you want it, right? You can't do that every stage in life. You can't do that in every stage of entrepreneurship because you're never going to get anywhere. It's continual cycles of seeing something, wanting to do something different because it's new, and then it getting old, and then you want to switch to doing something new again. Then it gets old. So recognize what your mission is. Know who you are. And I think this is where a lot of people step into the realm of personal branding and, you know, starting a brand, creating a business, getting on the path of self-improvement. They don't know what their actual strengths are. They don't know what their weaknesses are. They don't know their trigger points, their pressure points, that when they getting pushed and when pressure's being applied, they won't know when they beginning to feel like they're about to fall apart. So when it does hit the fan, when shit does start to happen, which it always does in life, when it always does in growing a business, you crumble. You don't know what to do next. But like I said earlier, it's weathering the storm. It's realizing that this is just a part of the journey. Better days are ahead. You know what I mean? It's understanding yourself, understanding your habits, your patterns, your behaviors, knowing when you're about to quit. It's hitting that point and knowing also, okay, maybe I just need to take a rest. Maybe I need to fall back from the work. Because burnout is a thing too. When you keep pushing and you keep wanting to do more consistently, because that's also something I go by, right? Become, do, have. You should be becoming, you should be doing, and you should be eventually obtaining the thing that you want, which is having. But it's necessary periods of rest. Rest is also a part of growing. Nothing stays on green light forever. You got to know when to put the brakes on, because this gets tiring, you know? And it's recognizing what you want, giving it full gas, but also knowing when to let off the gas, right? Not stopping, but let off the gas a bit, get some rest, recoup, and go back at this shit another day. Every day you show up, what you talk about and what you do, you will be associated with something. You know, for me, my brand, I'm real heavy into the VR, right? Like that's my symbolism. That's my logo. That's what I live by. That's how I see life. Like all this shit is virtual. This is a game. Life is just a game. And the game, before it's physical, is mental. It's all being played right here. All of your desires, all of your wants, your entire future, even now. This is all something that's just being constructed in your mind. You didn't get here by chance, but where you're heading has everything to do with your decision making. The present moment is really all you have. The future doesn't exist, it's just now. So, what you build today, what you do today, what you speak today, every action you take is going to create your own reality. This isn't mystical, spiritual fluff. This is real. This is real life. Whatever you decided to not do today will snowball into what you don't have tomorrow. And I'm living proof of this shit. Like I'm not one of those guys who's gonna withhold his struggles. I was that guy throughout my 20s who literally played around, right? I saw life as just a game. Like I talk right now, right? It's a game, but I didn't even take the shit serious. There's a difference between, the people who see the game and who are just pawns within it. And then there's people who know there's a real game and they're active players dictating the pieces on the board. I dictated no pieces. I was the guy who realized, man, life is really like, it's crazy, so much stuff is controlled and, your mind said this and mind said that, but I didn't take it serious. And that was detrimental to me. Throughout my entire 20s, I can be honest, right? Just being real with you for a moment. I'm 34 now, but I can honestly say I didn't really become a man till I was about 27 years old. Now that's crazy. That might sound like, bro, like you just became an adult less than 10 years ago. How you qualified? Well, I'm qualified in a sense because I'm not wearing a mask anymore. That might sound like stupid, but the mask, the veil is removed. Like I truly see life for what it is now. And I live life and I speak life and I love life the way it's supposed to be loved. And I live life the way it's supposed to be lived because I realize that tomorrow might not be a thing. So my goal, my mission is nowadays to live life with every ounce of passion and purpose and sense of belonging that I have in my soul. Like it truly pains me to see people out here who really don't understand the gift that they've been given of life to change shit, to become more than what they are, to know the unique value and abilities that they bring to the world. Like that genuinely hurts my feelings, bro. But I was that guy. Like I said, I smoked my 20s away, drank my 20s away, had sex my 20s away. Like I'm happily married now. I have a wife. I have 3 kids. Don't try it, ladies. Nah, but that's what I did, and I ruined a lot of my earlier years because of it. Grew up, did some college, got into the job field, job market, whatever, bouncing around job to job, and I realized how soulless people are. Like it's so many unhappy people in this world who feel like they can't do anything, like they are stuck. It's like the mosquito experiment. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a famous experiment. Look it up on YouTube. They put a bunch of mosquitoes in a jar. They left the jar, or they left the top of the jar on there for, I think, 3 days, maybe a week, something like that. They took the jar off. The top was off, but no one wanted to leave. And that's like, wow. How does that happen? How do you get so addicted to scarcity and believing what you see is all you're capable of having? Well, I can explain that. It's conditioning. We're conditioned to believe that what we see is all that pertains to reality. Perception is reality. So this is so important every day that you experience new things, that you push yourself to new limits, that you go beyond where you've been, see new places, meet new people, and just try shit you've never done. You'll literally never know what life holds for you unless you try, unless you do something different. But this is just kind of my introductory video, getting back into the game a little bit more, back into the game of YouTube. Hope y'all like it. Didn't want to ramble too long. Just kind of getting back in here, like I said. Video starting back up again weekly. 6-day masterclass coming up next, week and a half. I dropped that in the description below. Very detailed masterclass where I go over personal branding. I go over you, your mind, your unique offering, how to create content, and just helping you being introduced back to yourself, helping you hone in on your innate skills, your passion, your purpose, and all these things, and package it and use it to set you free. Not just to make a living, but to introduce you to a life and to a mind that's capable of creating a whole new reality. But it's not something I can do. Right? I'm not the blue genie from Aladdin, right? And I got to make those disclaimers. 6-day masterclass will not make you perfect. Will not make you $1 million. Yada, yada, yada. I gotta say all those things, right? Because I know how that sounds. It sounds like some guru shit. Like, oh, Cass is just another coach trying to claim he can do the impossible, make me $1 million overnight. Nah, I'm not saying that. But if you're interested in understanding the basics of personal branding, lean branding. I call it the lean branding method. Going through my content pillars, showing you how to create content, showing you how to really wield and understand the power of the internet and use it to build something meaningful for yourself. Right? Build an entirely new resume, because nowadays your work history, paper resumes, that shit is dead. No one's really, I mean, it's a thing in the job market, but if that's where you want to stay. Of entrepreneurship, you got to build your digital resume up. And that's where people start to really want to understand who you are, what you do, why you do it, and make a buying decision at the end of the day. So it's free. The offer following, however, is not. But I'll leave that last part to you when you get to it. Either way, peeps, good seeing you again. Back at it again. Love y'all. Peace and blessings. More videos dropping weekly. Create your own reality. Let's get it.